Morning, y'all. So I know this angle might be a little bit weird, but this is the best I can do. I'm by myself, so I just wanted to show you. I know yesterday I was talking about how I cloned our tomato plant, so I'm gonna show you that. But today's video is about pruning the tomatoes. So now that these are fully mature, I gotta get these pruned down and shaped the way that we want them, so that they continue to grow and then optimally produce all the tomatoes that we want. So I'm gonna just start there, right? So I'm gonna just try to give y'all some angles and I'm gonna put it back. So, alright, boom, got you. So with this one, now I'm gonna show you from the top down. If you look, I'm gonna show you some of these small blooms we got here. So we wanna make sure we watch out for those. And then this was the big reveal yesterday when we had our first tomato. So that's the biggest one I see so far, but then we got this little one that's next to it here. So in order for us to make sure that these are thriving and growing the way that we want to, we got to make sure we trim some of this fat off of this tree. So I'm gonna just pause it for 1 second. All right, boom, got y'all back to base. So we're gonna get started now. Usually I would just snap these off, but today I'm gonna just use my box cutter. I like to use, that was supposed to be on the first flip, but. So just to show y'all exactly how my cuts are going to be, I'm going to try to be careful because some of these we are going to try to clone one more time and get more tomato plants again, because it's something that we have to do anyway. So we might as well take advantage and make some more. So first and foremost, I'm going to just remove all the suckers. Now, I told you the suckers, these ones are pretty much like the bigger ones that are just sapping up all the energy, making the plant grow for whatever reason. These have a purpose. I'm not sure what that purpose might be. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and just carefully cut right along here and try to give it the best cut to give it the best chance to heal back up properly. So that's one of the pretty big suckers. A lot of people might have been scared about that, but this ain't gonna do nothing. So we're just gonna take that one on. Pretty much got the same one down here. Okay. Then I'll bring it over real quick and just show you my cuts. Try to get it as flush with the plant as I can. That's one cut, and that's the other cut we did. Now we can see exactly what this plant is looking like at the top now. So I like to pretty much just like make them almost like bare naked so that it just focuses on making us some tomatoes. So I'm gonna also take this one on top and get y'all back to the spot. Still seeing y'all. So finish that one. So now it can kind of support itself a little bit more. Now this side, I feel like I could just take this whole entire side off and keep this as just one plant. That way it focuses on just this system of blooms that it has right here that it's already given us our tomatoes off of. So I'm gonna just take another clipping right here that I see that's not gonna be a tomato. So just pluck that right out the way. And now, oops. So now this entire bushel right here that has our tomatoes on it should just get all that energy and all that power and start pushing out more tomatoes on that branch there. And then you can see pretty much where else I'm gonna cut. Now down here, I might just get rid of that. This one here could possibly be another plant, so we might save that one minus this sucker here. And then at the very bottom, I'm gonna probably clip this at the bottom, and then I'm gonna show you exactly what that's gonna look like at the end. Hold on. I know I keep putting my hand in y'all feet, so I'm doing best I can. Alright. So now I'm gonna just show you here the difference between a regular sucker that I snipped with no problem. You can see it there. It's just a system of leaves all the way up to the top. Now this one here, I feel like there's more hope, because if you look closely right down the middle, it actually looks like it could be forming flowers in the middle here. So that one, I'm gonna take what I recognize as a sucker off, and then just for some support, when I put it in the bottle, I might leave this one on just so it can kind of hang right at the top and we allow this to root. So I'm gonna save that one. As I continue to remove the rest of the suckers here. Again, hopeful for that one, just because I see it might be a bloom or blossom in the middle. So I'm gonna save that one, same, just for support, so I can root the bottom. So we got 2 of those. Same with that one, looks like one more. Okay, now another interesting one with this one. Now if you look very closely down here, that's actually a whole nother tomato plant that's coming up next to this bigger one. So what we're gonna do is take that out. Alright, so with that second tomato plant, I might just let that one grow for a little bit. But what I could do is just pull it up, try to separate it, make sure I root it. But for now, I'm gonna just leave it, and this is probably just gonna branch off and just give us some more tomatoes, which is fine, as long as you're not overcrowding whatever support you have for your tomatoes, and everything's getting enough nutrients. It should be fine. So I'm gonna just give it another look, see real quick. Hold on. Okay, so final result. I'm not keep putting my hand in y'all face. So we got final result. Now you can see it's not much left to it, right? It's not bushy like this one is right now, or like these other ones we're gonna get to. But this one here, I mean, you can see all the places we cut some of these bigger branches off. Like this was a cut there. I know it's a little blurry. It's a cut there. But then you see how much room we got in here. All these tomatoes can breathe. These ones are going to be coming through very shortly. That's why I left that whole branch. But of course, once again, if I would have cut right here, this one could have been a whole nother tomato plant itself, and we could have got another support for it soon, because that's a pretty big branch there. But other than that, these ones should be good to flourish. We got a bunch coming up through here. Just watered it, so now we all set on that one. We'll get to the next one. Let's see what else we got. I'm back. You comfortable? Because I got you in the chair now, so I had to switch my angle up. Now, this is kind of difficult. I ain't getting a good angle. But, so I had to move to our next plant. I wanted to get these bigger ones in the middle, but I ain't going to have a real good angle to even show you that one. So, the second one we're working on, it's not as big as the first one, but I just will show you by comparison now. We had the one we did all the way at the end. Okay, so that one's looking a little smaller. Now, when we first put them in there, they was about this size. So now you can see how much they've grown. Now this one on the end that we're about to prune now is about double that size and a little thicker. So what we're doing, getting that one going, I'm gonna do the same thing, go through, cut here, here, and a couple other places, and strip it bare, see what we end up with. We cut pretty much 3 potential new plants off the first one that we cut. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with this one and see what we get. a surgeon. So, you just gotta be careful when you're doing this. Now, people probably gonna say whatever in the comments. I just do it the way that I do it. They supposed to say, oh, you gotta have these type of shears to cut with, and you gotta do all this first. I'll just be cutting. You know, you gonna do it your way, and then figure out it ain't the best way, and you're gonna figure out another way to do stuff anyway. So you can do it this way or not do it this way. But that's usually why I just be snapping them off. It's a lot easier for me. But now I'm gonna show you. Pretty much got that down to bare bones. So other than this top one, I'm gonna leave up there for support. I'm gonna just pretty much keep that like that. You can see we got a bunch coming through in the middle. We got some coming through up at the top. Then this one looks like it might end up being another plant, so I'm gonna let that come through and get a little bit more mature, a little thicker down at this stalk here, and then I'm gonna cut that and root that, and that's about it for now. So just wanted to give y'all the basics of how to prune your tomato plant once it starts to get mature and you got your tomatoes coming through. Now that's gonna pretty much give full production to all your tomatoes. Now we'll give it a few more weeks. The first couple tomatoes we see over there should be nice and fat, so we're gonna be back and we'll see how those turn out. We'll prune these other two, so it'll be a lot more bare next time you see them. But till then, peace.